Shock the system. Bulletcast for life.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the number one sports recreational podcast in the world today. I am your host, the Podfather, and I'm the number one sports recreational podcaster in the world today. I'm joined on the line by a former Bulletcast champion. He just celebrated his 1-year anniversary of Under the Radar. Please welcome the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Wednesday afternoon, lovely weather here in the Bay Area. A tad bit hot, but can't complain too much.
People crank on that AC. Crank on that AC. All right, yeah, man. You had 1 year of Under the Radar. How do you feel?
It feels just like yesterday when you graciously bestowed upon me an opportunity to do a show on my own. Because you're the big dog, and I have to run everything by you.
Well, man, I wanted you to have your own platform. I wanted you to I want to take the training wheels off. You know what I mean?
The chains are off.
Yeah. And then shout out to the boys over at CBS Sports on the State of Combat podcast. Shout out Brian Campbell mentioning your boy on the big brand. So I think we're moving up in the world, man.
You got a shout out from your boy. You got relationships with Rich Fan from East Coast Cast. I saw you got like a retweet from Velvet Sky. You're just so popular.
Velvet and I, we hit it off. We were just chopping it up for a little bit. A great person. I did hear...
Hopefully you didn't say anything too nasty, or else Bully Ray's going to come and beat you up.
Yes, I didn't put that on the script. I thought about it, but I didn't. No, we were just chopping it up. We were talking about how, her generation of women in TNA really kickstarted the woman's revolution that Stephanie McMahon is claiming. Yeah.
I saw a promo that her and the Beautiful People cut, and they were going crazy because the toilet paper in the stall was rolled underneath the roll instead of over the top, which is the correct way. It needs to be over the top. If it's underneath the roll, it's unacceptable.
Was that with Mandy Leon?
I believe so.
That's Allure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Wow.
Beautiful People 2.0.
Okay. I thought the 2.0 was with was it Billy Gunn as Kip James, and they threw Madison Rayne in there?
Okay, Beautiful People 3.0.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Blood Money in the Sand 3. We're going to be talking about that. Title's not on the line for it, but we are going to be discussing that. All right, outside of the ring, All Out NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff, and then New Japan Royal Quest, all on the same day. Coincidence? I don't think so. Brandon, which one are you watching live that night, man?
Well, I'm definitely going to be watching All Out live.
We might be All Out. We don't know.
We might be All Out. You never know, but those I don't know what the card is going to be. If I were to choose one between New Japan or NXT UK, I am more invested in New Japan, so I probably would watch the New Japan show, which I believe it is going straight up head to head. And I've seen that apparently WWE UK or NXT UK didn't really do the research because, I guess in Cardiff there's a rugby game going on that same day, and there's other stuff going on, and they didn't exactly realize that New Japan sold more tickets than they actually did. So it's maybe a little egg on WWE's face with this show coming up, but I'm pretty sure in the end they'll sell it out.
I'm pretty sure they will. It's very interesting. So that's. I think I'll make the announcement here. All Out. We'll throw the Bulletcast title on the line again. We'll do it there. So we got TakeOver, then SummerSlam, and then a couple weeks we got the All Out. Then we'll have TakeOver for Survivor Series and Survivor Series. So we just throw it out there, man.
You're such a gracious champion, just defending it, in 4 months. But when I was champion,
wow.
I defended it a week after I won it. But it's whatever.
Hey man, look, I beat you. I beat you at the TakeOver, man. I finally did it.
Well, yeah. Once again, I thought Shayna was gonna lose, but once again, Shayna never loses. That one's on me.
It's okay, man. Look, you held your own for it was over a year, man. You just retaining at takeovers, bro. but I finally got there.
I hope I would, because I'm the only one on the show that watches the product, so
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa!
get a little
Hold
bit of
on,
a
hold on. I watched this product. Okay.
okay.
I'm a little offended right now. All right, so we're going to keep going with outside of the ring. We're going to talk about the line that John Moxley refused to say about Roman Reigns and leukemia. It started surfacing online last week. I thought a couple of different lines would go around, but it's been the same continuous one. So if this is really it, I'm going to read it now, Brandon. Here we go. I don't know who's more of a dead man walking, Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. I lost it. Here we go. All right, so back to it. I don't know who's more of a dead man walking, Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Only difference, I'm going to kill Seth and God is going to kill Roman. Thoughts on that?
Well, John hinted at a very terrible line that he shot down, and if that is the case, I don't know. I'm not going to put too much stock into it, but if it is somewhere along those lines, that is definitely something that, luckily, John Dean Ambrose was able to shut down, because he was probably right that somebody might have gotten fired for that line. And shout out to my boy Wade Keller, also doing another interview with John Moxley. You know, my boy just gets all the scoops. He got the scoop about him leaving, and then he gets like the first interview after All In or Double or Nothing. You know, my boy's going places.
Really? All right, all right. I'm gonna have to check out the boy Wade Keller's stuff. You know, since I met a couple
He
of.
he 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 buries Brock Lesnar very heavily on the second part. You know, I'm a VIP member, so I had it early access and uncensored with no ads. So go VIP. Cheap plug there.
Okay, all right. No, plugging Keller on the pod. That's fine. That's fine.
Because you always do Sam Roberts and whatever other stuff you watch.
Wow, it's okay. Wade Keller can get some love here too. I'm not opposed to it. I think Wade Keller's a strapping fellow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard him be called a strapping fellow, but there's a first time for everything.
Exactly, man. All right, so Kenny Omega did an interview. I forgot who he did an interview with, but he was talking about John Moxley, and he said he can't lose to a guy from that place. But yet again, he just did the job for Jericho, who worked for that place for X amount of years, and plus he did a job to Cody Rhodes a couple years ago in Ring of Honor. So, come on now, Kenny, get your story straight, bro.
This feud should be a whole lot of fun if it does culminate at All Out. I think Kenny and Moxley are definitely two of the top dogs in AEW, and this should be a whole lot of fun, especially on the promo side. And I mean, Kenny, as much as I love him in ring, promo-wise, maybe lacking a wee bit, but maybe what John Moxley does, maybe he can bring some stuff out of him.
We shall see. What if that was at All Out? I'd be amazed. For the I guess we can just jump right into it. Inside of the ring, John Moxley wins the IWGP United States Championship, defeats Juice Robinson, hit an amazing. Is he still calling that Dirty Deeds, or did he change the name?
Well, because I watched the match.
I saw a couple clips. Okay.
I watched the entire match, and they did not call it Dirty Deeds. They just call it a double arm DDT, and he goes for the double arm DDT the first time. Juice kicks out, but then he does an elevated double arm DDT, almost looking like a brain buster.
Yes.
And some schmuck from the Las Vegas indie scenes is claiming that John Moxley stole his move, and that guy can just shut the hell up.
Yeah. So I mean, Moxley, he went back to the old school Moxley with the with the trunks and the knee pads and the low cut boots. I was like, okay, retro Moxley, I dig it. If he's gonna change the name after that promo he cut backstage at Double or Nothing, he should call it the Paradigm Shift.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and think about what his name should be. If it wants to be a double arm DDT, if it wants to be the Dirty Deeds, whatever his little heart desires. I'm all in. No pun intended with John Moxley.
Oh, all right. I saw that dive Juice did, and he landed directly on his tailbone when he didn't really make contact with Moxley and all the young boys.
I mean, the match itself, I thought it was a pretty good match. I thought there was a match better on the card, but we would talk about that a little bit later. But I thought it was pretty much what I thought it would be. It was a brawl, very much a hardcore style match in New Japan, which you don't really see all that often. And I think this was a good kind of first step for Moxley to get on do something in New Japan, just because maybe he has a little bit of rust. He hasn't wrestled in over a month, and hopefully maybe later on down the line we see him have more of a technical match, even though John Moxley or Dean Ambrose was never really known to be a technical wizard, but he might surprise us against Okada or Tanahashi, JY2. Who exactly knows where Moxley will go down the line in New Japan?
These are all possibilities. All right, so the main event announced for All Out will be Hangman Adam Page versus the Painmaker, the Alpha, Chris Jericho for the AEW World Heavyweight Title. Should be a good one, man.
It should be a good one. I mean, this is kind of their last show, I think, before they go over to TNT. So a lot of cards are going to fall into place, and we're going to kind of see where they want to go into their TV show. I pretty much, my initial pick right now, I think I would go with Jericho just because he is the big name. I think Adam Page, if he has a very good showing, he can lose, even though, I mean, he didn't have the match with Pac, which I think he was supposed to win. I mean, it's kind of just, where do you want to go? Do you want to go with Jericho, who's the biggest name you have? You can get the casual fans be like, oh, Jericho's our champion, I'll check it out. Or do you have the guy who you think is kind of, the blue chipper, your prospect that you're going to put in, and hopefully he's going to be your top guy for 10 years from now? Do you want to put him over right now, or do you want to, have your pseudo biggest name be the top star right now?
Yeah, I think the safe thing is to put it on Jericho. I think Adam Cole will be great in the chase for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I really do.
I mean, if Adam Cole jumps ship and goes to AEW, I mean, I will lose my mind. But I think Adam Page has a better shot at winning the AEW Championship than Adam Cole.
Did I say Adam Cole?
Yes, you did. Well, Adam Cole, first thing at the, he's dead. And I don't know if AEW is going to accept.
Did I really say Adam Cole?
Yes, you can check the tape.
I was scrolling through the gram of Instas. I didn't know I said that. Well, speaking of Adam Cole, let's give our thoughts about NXT TakeOver 25 real quick. I know you did an analysis of it, but I'm just gonna give my thoughts real quick. Riddle and Strong, love the match. Why isn't Roddy Strong in the main event? I don't know. The tag team ladder match, Street Profits, my boys, Black Power ranking all day. So incredibly happy for those guys. Io Shirai, slight heel turn. I don't know. I kind of dig it. Moonsault with the chair. Thought it was hot fire. And then Velveteen Dream, Tyler Breeze, two clashing stars from different generations of NXT, but kind of the similar gimmick, the flamboyant, over the top. I loved it. The selfie at the end popped huge forward. And Adam Cole, I talked about him for a reason. Became the new NXT champion. Shout out to my boy Josiah Williams, WrestleFlow, rapping Adam Cole down to the ring. Loved everything about it. Now the NXT title is officially undisputed, baby.
I mean, you can check out my full instant analysis of NXT TakeOver 25 on the Bulletcast feed. I mean, I agree. I thought it was a very good show. I think the Cole Gargano match was the best match on the card. I do think that it was. I didn't like it as much as the first match. I know there are people who liked it a lot more than the first match. There's just something about Gargano finally winning it and everything, and it can be a little much with all the kickouts. And yes, there was that in this match as well, where there's a lot of kickouts. But I'm not going to poo-poo on this match. I thought this match was fantastic. I really liked the Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong match. I thought that was the second best match of the show. I was just in love with that match. I thought it was fantastic, hardworking. The ladder match was insane. Maybe not as insane as the North American title match, but I thought it was good. I thought it was kind of broken up into three parts. The crazy start. Riker comes in, and then after that, then we go to the finish. I thought it was great. The women's match, I thought it was fine. I thought they were going to they're hitting a crescendo, but then Io Shirai taps out, and I have no idea what they're doing with Io Shirai, because it was kind of like a pseudo heel turn, because she lost clean, but yet she attacks the heel after the fact. I don't know where they're going with that. And then Tyler Breeze and I almost said Tyler Bate, Tyler Breeze and Velveteen Dream, it was fine. Maybe I would say on the bottom half of the match or the show, the matches of the show. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying right now, but it was fine. But that NXT title match was absolutely insane.
It was all very well done. That boy Adam Cole getting it done by himself. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. All right, let's go into this day in wrestling. There was a Nitro on this day in 2000. Eric Bischoff won the WCW Hardcore Championship. Congratulations. It was gray-haired Eric Bischoff, too. And then Kona Reeves, NXT star. He's 28 years old today, buddy.
Kona pretty much a jobber, a character jobber.
Wow.
In NXT. He gets a lot of TV time for the amount of times he loses. He's fine. I don't really see him going anywhere. I mean, maybe he eventually gets a promotion to WWE, and he's just the exact same person. He's, the No Way Jose of this generation. He just goes there, does his little gimmick, and loses every single match.
Whoa. I have more respect for Kona Reeves, and I've never seen the guy wrestle than No Way Jose.
Don't hate on No Way Jose. I think
Trash.
If No Way Jose had a different gimmick and he was treated seriously, I think he could be something. I'm not going to sit here and say, he can be Dean Ambrose' replacement or anything, but he can be like Mojo Rawley if Mojo Rawley ever got a sustained constant push.
Dude, Mojo Rawley keeps talking to the man in the mirror. Where the hell's Mojo Rawley?
I believe he made an appearance on the 24/7 Scrum on SmackDown.
Really? Where the hell's Buddy Murphy?
I don't know. I don't know on that one, buddy.
Last week, Buddy Murphy and Ali had an amazing dark match before SmackDown went live on the air. Bring back Murphy. Put Buddy on TV.
Shout out to Kalisto, who took a crazy bump on a main event taping.
Shout out Kalisto, underrated.
he did a dive and the Revival sidestepped him and chucked him into the barricade and he almost died.
Shout out. All right, so let's get into the fan mail. Hootie Who 420.
Hootie Who.
Who do you think Cody will face at All Out?
That is a very good question. I mean, everyone kind of seems taken right now. I mean, Kenny's taken. I don't see him tagging against the Bucks. I mean, Pac is advertised kind of for whatever Fyter Fest or Fight for the Fallen. He's just I don't exactly know what's going on with Pac. I think a Cody Pac match seems logical. Or you can build up, maybe they blow off the whole MJF feud at All Out.
I would like to see MJF going up against my boy Cody Rhodes. I think that'd be interesting. Or you never know, somebody else may leave the big company and then yada 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 and all that other. You never know. Maybe they get Randy Orton. You don't know, man.
I don't think Randy Orton's going anywhere. He's got a good gig in WWE.
He does have a good gig. He's going up against the Master of the Sledgehammer this Friday at Blood Money in the Sand 3. All right, Blue Rhino. In the fall, cover AEW more heavily than WWE. Vince just isn't cutting it for me anymore at the moment. Oh, all right.
We will. I don't know if we cover AEW more, but we will cover them equally.
Yeah, AEW will be on this show. All right. Jack of all trades. Hey, what happened to the wild card rule? Peter Rosenberg from Cheap Heat does it on his show. When someone answers, it's quite entertaining. Don't give up on that. You see, there are fans of the wild card rule, Brandon. God.
I mean, I've only heard one fan. I haven't heard multiple fans of the wild card rule.
Okay, look.
I mean, the last time you did it, you tried to call multiple people and nobody answered, and then you talked to someone who was on the can.
Okay, maybe I need to get some of Rosenberg elite people to talk to. I don't know. We'll
get Hootie Who on the podcast. Hootie Who, DM us your number. We'll call you on the podcast.
There we go. I don't even know where that guy's from. That'd be interesting. All right, Copenhagen Schmidt. This one's for Brandon.
Ooh.
All right. For Brandon, if Philip walked away or whatever, would you take on full responsibility of the show, and how would you run things? Wow.
Well, let's just say some things would be changing if I was involved.
What things would be changed, Brandon? Tell the people.
I don't know. Maybe the chains would be off and we would be unleashed like the Stone Cold podcast. But Philip, I will give him credit. He does a lot of things on this podcast that I don't. I'm the Roman Reigns. I just show up and hope to get rich. I do what I'm told and hope to get rich.
Wow.
Philip does do a lot of things on the podcast behind the scenes that some things I know about, some things I probably don't know about, like the radio station deal. I literally have no idea what happens with that. He, sends off to somebody. I don't even know who it is. I never talked to him. I've never seen him in my life.
Joel is a good guy. Shout out Joel. 99.9 FM K-Dub in Watsonville. Every Friday night from 9 to 10, catch the boys on that Hispanic radio station. That's where you can hear our voices. Yes.
See.
Yeah, we are doing other things. We're trying to make things happen here on the BC, you know. I guess we can just hop into the Raw recap, buddy.
Oof.
So, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, Boombox Brock, brutalizes Seth Rollins. It's teased that he's going to be cashing in on Monday, and he shows up with the briefcase, goes to a dressing room, then shows up full gear, like he's Hangman Page, and then he just brutalizes Seth Rollins with a chair and suplexes and an F5, and he keeps telling Heyman, Friday, so I guess Lesnar's cashing in 2 days.
I guess he is cashing in 2 days, even though, from a kayfabe standpoint, it absolutely makes no sense for why he would wait till Friday for Seth to heal up. He has to literally travel halfway across the world to cash in and maybe win, and who knows exactly what's going to happen when he could have just cashed in right then and there. Or maybe this is all a ruse and possibly he cashes in on Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, but Heyman, I mean, not Heyman, Jesus. Lesnar's not cashing in on free TV. We know that. We know all that. He's flying all the way over there.
I don't think it's good on WWE's part to advertise pretty much 3 weeks in a row that Brock Lesnar's cashing in. Especially like this week, they kind of doubled down and like said he is going to cash in on Raw, and once again he doesn't do it. And you know, it's just kind of those little things that WWE does that maybe, you know, breaks away from the trust and everything with the fans and the company. And even going into Blood Money in the Sand, there's a lot of people that I know that are kind of turned off and don't watch WWE because of their relationship with the Saudis, and you know, doing all these things on free TV and then saying they're going to do it and then not doing it and then just saving it up for the Saudi Arabia show isn't really a good look for them.
It's not a good look. VK, you gotta shape it up. Some people think he's the devil. We'll talk about that later on when we continue our conversation about Monday Night Raw. But we're gonna move into Drew McIntyre and the Revival getting a huge win over Roman Reigns and the Usos. Those guys beat the Bloodline.
It was a decent, solid tag team match. You know, putting heat on Roman, getting laid out by all of them boys, and almost like Drew McIntyre, the Revival being Shane McMahon's lackeys. Maybe not the position I would want them to be in, but at least that means they get somewhat protected and they're going to be constantly on television.
Absolutely. All right, Charlotte Flair defeats Lacey Evans via disqualification. Why? Because the man came around. Becky Lynch whooping some booty.
You know, I've been on this podcast multiple times and have said that I think Charlotte Flair is overrated in the ring. And I would like to point Exhibit A to this match between her and Lacey Evans. I mean, this match was the drizzling you-know-whats. It was maybe one of the worst TV matches you'll see in a long time. And this match was... I mean, I know it's a heel versus heel matchup in the first place. I don't know why they booked it. It was just kind of them rolling around doing some like amateur moves, and I don't exactly know what the hell they were trying to do. And then even in the beginning, to set up the match, which like why was the match even set up to begin with? There's like no authority figure. No one says, it just kind of a referee appeared out of nowhere, and now we're gonna have a match. And the women's right, first of all, looked like garbage. She barely even touched her. It looked like she kind of pushed her, and then Charlotte just kind of no-sells it. And this entire segment between Lacey and Charlotte, I thought was a hot mess.
It was something. Was it my favorite thing to watch? No. Was it absolutely terrible? No. We've seen worse, but it was.
I think it was absolutely terrible from
Wow.
an in-ring standpoint. That was like a terrible match.
Wow. Are we talking like Booker T and Trish versus Buff Bagwell and Jackie Gaida? Are we talking like that bad?
I mean, I would say so. This match is just
wow.
This match is not
okay, Brandon continues these hot takes against Charlotte Flair.
I mean, Becky and Lacey had a pretty good match. I'm just saying, Charlotte and Lacey have one of the worst matches I've seen in a while.
Dude, man, Andrade might be coming after you, buddy. You better watch out.
come see me.
Oh, well, hey, we can't be throwing shots to Andrade, man. You know, he won't be tranquilo if he finds you.
He's got to find me first.
Okay, there we go. All right, Rey Mysterio, he relinquished his United States Championship to Samoa Joe. So here's my thing. He had to relinquish the title. Okay, that's fine. You don't just relinquish it to the guy that you beat for it. Look, what they could have done was Joe be a pseudo number one contender, and Ricochet and Cesaro had a match, right? So what could have happened was the winner of that faces Joe in Saudi Arabia for the title.
I mean, the match itself where Ray won, it was kind of a fluky, garbage way to win anyways, because the ref either messed up or that's how it was booked, and I don't exactly know. But, I mean, I don't really have an issue with it. I mean, it has Ray kind of being a stand-up guy, giving the championship back to the guy who maybe he undeservedly won, and that's kind of what a babyface would do in that situation. Rey Mysterio getting the Rey Mysterio treatment, talking for like 45 seconds, but then getting cut off by the heel. I thought Samoa Joe came across great. He had, great demeanor, and then he ends up choking him out in the end. I mean, I enjoyed the segment. I thought it was pretty straightforward for the cards that they've been dealt. I thought Ray came across well. I thought Samoa Joe came across as a killer, and I'm waiting to see what happens next.
Oh yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the segment. I was just saying, that's something that could have happened. All right. So I felt like I was watching 1980s, early 1990s WWF because Braun Strowman defeated Bobby Lashley in an arm wrestling contest. Now, I think the last time we actually saw an arm wrestling contest was maybe 2008 John Cena and Mark Henry, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't exactly know the WWE history on arm wrestling matches.
I try to be a wrestling historian here. I'm sorry. Anyway, thoughts on the arm wrestling contest?
It was an arm wrestling contest, pretty much exactly what you would think. I assume it was a work. I don't think that was a shoot wrestling or an arm wrestling match, but it was fine. And then the babyface wins the arm wrestling match, but then the heel blinds him with the chalk and gets the upper hand going into Super Showdown.
Yes, an event that could be as big or bigger than WrestleMania.
Well, now they're kind of reeling that back and saying a WrestleMania equivalent pay-per-view.
I've seen the stage, and it's WrestleMania 2.0 adjacent. I mean, that ramp looks, it looks long, man. It looks like those Vegas blocks.
Those Vegas blocks are sneaky long.
Yes.
Like when I went to go walk to the Tuscany, it said that it was like literally right next door, but I ended up walking, felt like a half a mile.
Yeah, in Vegas, Siri or Google will say it's a mile and a half when really it's like 2.5 miles. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Well, all right. Nikki Cross defeats Peyton Royce. Alexa Bliss spills coffee, gets upset. It's a whole thing. Cross and Bliss, future women's tag team champions?
I mean, I don't know. This is I liked the segment and kind of Nikki. I mean, Vince maybe didn't like Nikki's character in NXT, so she's kind of more toned down. She's kind of like the quirky, awkward, small girl, which is fine. I mean, I think her and Alexa Bliss are a good tag team. I think it's kind of a good babyface team. But then you go to SmackDown, and Alexa Bliss is a completely different person. She's, the heel, snobbish person that she's normally. So now are we going to see like Alexa Bliss being two different personas on two different shows? Because I mean, I enjoyed like the pairing. I think they have like good chemistry together. But then when they go to SmackDown and Alexa Bliss is being a heel, it's just not good synergy and good storytelling if the same person is being two different people.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's that wild card. That's all that this is. People can be different on the brands or whatever. I'm not sure, but Cross and Bliss as tag champs, I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind it. And
once again, the women's tag team championships. As much as Bayley and Sasha did something with them, once the Iconics won, I don't even know if the Iconics even like won a match since winning the titles at WrestleMania.
They beat those Joberts.
Well, they weren't jobbers; they were like an undefeated tag team. So give them some respect there.
Okay, they were an undefeated Jobert tag team.
Okay, there we go. That's better.
Yeah, there we go. All right, yowie, wowie. We got to talk about the Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt with what was the pig's name?
Huskus.
Huskus. You know, Bray Wyatt used to be Husky Harris, the new Nexus. Throwing it back to 2011, I dig it. But yeah, man. So he was trying to get the pig to work out, and then oh my God, people say Vince McMahon is the devil, and the devil himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, in puppet form, showed up. And Bray Wyatt cooled him down, and then they started doing this dance, and it was. I loved it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. I mean, I think these Firefly Funhouses just keep getting better and better, and now there's like even more inside jokes and more like references that if you don't know anything about Bray Wyatt, you didn't know that he used to be called Husky Harris, you can enjoy them for what they are, but then when you know kind of the history behind it, and you kind of understand like, oh yeah, he used to be kind of fat, and now he's getting into shape and he looks good and he almost was fired and all that other stuff, it makes it more enjoyable on a different level. And yet he still is kind of being happy Bray, and then there was the moment of him being a sad or evil Bray. There was like a pentagram in there somewhere, and it's probably going to get a lot creepier as the weeks to come. I still am optimistic for what it looks like in the ring, but if we just see Firefly Funhouses, every single week with him not wrestling, I would be okay with that as well.
Yeah, I find it kind of ironic that a week after Moxley, quote-unquote, buries VKM, that a devil Vince McMahon shows up on Firefly Funhouse.
But obviously, if Vince McMahon is going to be in puppet form, I think he would have to okay that. And obviously, I think Vince might be getting a kick out of this, which is a good sign, because if he's in, quote-unquote, in Firefly Funhouse, this should mean that he enjoys it, and maybe. But also that might mean that he enjoys it and he's going to have a little more control over it, and it can go either way. So I'm optimistic, but as we've seen with the John Moxley's interview, maybe eventually Vince is going to get his hands all over it and he's going to ruin it.
Yep. All right, Randall Keith Orton and The Game. They had a promo against each other, hyping up their match at Blood Money in the Sand 3. They have not wrestled each other since 2009. And
they're going to tear the house down in Jeddah.
For the last time ever! It's going to be something, man. Coming up this Friday will be their 18th match against each other. Hunter won 8, Randy won 5. There have been a couple no contests in between. So we'll see. We'll see who wins the 18th. We shall see.
The promo itself was okay. It kind of looked like Randy couldn't really be bothered with any of it, which makes sense. I mean, that's kind of Randy's demeanor inside and outside the ring. I think it just kind of puts the crowd in an awkward position to where they have these, promos and they're building up to a match of something, a lot of these people might not even watch because it's at an awkward time and it's on a Friday and all the other stuff that goes along with it.
I have nothing else to do with my life. I will be watching Blood Money in the Sand 3. Yeah. All right, Ricochet defeats Cesaro. Yeah.
I mean, another good match between these two guys. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they just do a best out of 7 series, because why the hell not just have them go out there and wrestle a 15-minute match every single time, and it's going to be good. It's going to fill time, but I'm happy Ricochet won, but then I don't understand why he had him lose the first fall, and 50-50 booking people.
50-50 booking.
Which means Cesaro's going to come back next week and he's going to win.
Oh, absolutely. And then the Dead Man, The Undertaker, the Phenom, the Demon from Death Valley, cuts a promo on his opponent this Friday, Bill Goldberg. First time ever, 20 years too late. Yeah.
The promo itself, it was okay. I mean, nothing really spectacular. Kind of awkward that they were running a little bit long. They should have found a happy medium, because it felt as though they ran too long on Raw, but then they were kind of short on SmackDown. And like as soon as he kind of cut the line of saying, rest in peace or Goldberg, you're next, like as soon as he said that, they went to commercial or they went off the air. And it's just something you never really see happen from WWE, of them kind of being a little off, off their game.
Yeah, they had that hard cut. Well, I was scrolling through social media this morning, and Matt Riddle sent a tweet out to Bill Goldberg saying, "I can't wait to see how good you are at wrestling." And the boy Goldberg blocked your boy Matt Riddle.
It's a damn shame. I mean, maybe one day we get Goldberg versus Matt Riddle, the match we never wanted to see, but maybe it'll happen now.
Let's not see any of that. All right, let's talk about SmackDown. So the New Day defeat Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because they're not going to Saudi Arabia. Then my boy DZ attacks again.
Well, before that, you completely skipped over the promo with Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes, I did.
You have nothing to say about that?
No, I do not.
Well, I have a lot to say about it, because I thought Kofi came out and he showed the video package of him going to Ghana. I thought that was very well done. But then Dolph Ziggler comes out and he points to a video package that he did, and then Kofi points to a video package, and then Dolph points to a video package. Everyone's pointing to video packages, even though this was all supposed to be spontaneous, and they have all these video packages queued up, and it was unrealistic. And I liked some of it, I didn't like some of it, and there you go.
Hey, look, man. If we were still doing video, I have video packages I could have queued up, right there. I get what they're coming from. Video packages, they help tell the story a lot.
Well, I just find it, convenient that Dolph happens to surprise Kofi Kingston, and then Kofi's like, "Oh, what happens? What about when this happened a year and a half ago?" And he points to the screen, and it's when Dolph Ziggler vacated the title. And it's like, okay, I understand that's part of the history, but how would someone in the back just happen to have that ready to be queued up and put that on TV?
They have friends in the back, Brandon.
But how would the friends in the back know that Kofi was going to bring that up if Kofi didn't even know that Dolph Ziggler was going to come out to interrupt him?
Look, I don't write the show, okay? I don't write the show. I just watch it.
This is the type of detail that is missing, that we need in wrestling. Hopefully AEW brings it back, damn it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about a moment of bliss. Alexa Bliss is conducting an interview with Bayley. Bayley. Shout out Bayley. We like Bayley. She's asking Bayley, does she think the SmackDown Women's title is even relevant around her waist? Bayley smacks Alexa's coffee away from her, which was very disrespectful. And then a triple threat is made later on in the night with Carmella, Charlotte, and Alexa. Winner faces Bayley at Stomping Ground. What the hell is Stomping Ground?
That's a new name for the pay-per-view. Instead of Backlash, it's Stomping Ground.
I would rather have a Pay Backlash than Stomping Ground. I mean, what the hell is this?
Or Battleground.
Yeah, whatever. You know what? Great Balls of Fire. The name was trash, but it was a surprisingly sneaky good pay-per-view. Do you think Stomping Ground will be the same?
I mean, I don't think Stomping Grounds is as bad of a name as Great Balls of Fire.
Dude, Great Balls of Fire was great. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. I mean, it was great. I enjoyed it.
Anyways, as I said in the Raw recap, I don't understand why Alexa Bliss, who was kind of her scrappy underdog babyface, on Raw comes back and now she's the snobbish little brat on SmackDown. But, if Vince can't remember what happened 24 hours ago, then nobody does.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That is all possibilities. I don't know what else to say about it. All right, let's talk about the 24/7 championship. So, Elias defeats R-Truth in a regularly sanctioned match for the 24/7 title. After it's over, all the guys hit the ring. Elias escapes under the ring. Truth follows him under, and then Truth comes out with the 24/7 title, winning it for a fourth time. What we didn't see that happened under the ring, I saw the footage. R-Truth smacked Elias' head up against a chair, and walks out a 4-time 24/7 champion.
Luckily, they just happened to have a camera positioned right in the same spot where they happened to be underneath the ring. So thank God for that coincidence.
Yes, WWE, they film everything. Everything. You know, shout out to my boy Jinder Mahal. He defeated R-Truth on a golf course for it, but then he quickly lost it.
As Jinder Mahal was in full gimmick, which I thought was kind of funny.
Hey, full gear. You know, Adam Page is he's an inspiration, man. You got to be full gear ready all the time.
You got to be bigger yet smaller.
Abso-freaking-totin'-lutely. Yeah. So this little 24/7 thing, man, I don't know. I do find it. I chuckle at R-Truth. When he was on the table on Raw, when he was underneath the table. R-Truth is a gem. We don't deserve him as our European champion, man. We really don't.
Yes, R-Truth is the greatest European champion of all time. And I will admit, I think I'm enjoying this a little more than I thought I would. And as I said, hopefully, if Vince can kind of just put all of his stupid comedy into this belt, I'm okay with that. And just have everything else be maybe not super serious, but Vince comedy can be on the 24/7 title, and maybe better comedy can be elsewhere.
How many weeks do you think before we see a Pooper Scooper segment with the 24/7 championship?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we see like Carmella walking her dog with R-Truth, and she has a Pooper Scooper, and someone just takes it and R-Truth bashes him over the head and defends the title.
That's funny. All right, Shane McMahon, he's the best in the world. I won't try to do it. I'm not Greg Hamilton. I don't have those lungs, but you know. Shane McMahon cuts a promo discussing his match with Roman Reigns at Blood Money in the Sand 3. The Revival are out there with them. Revival get attacked. Drew McIntyre hits a sick-ass Claymore kick, man. Those are getting better and better. And then Shane spears Roman on SmackDown just like he did the night before on Monday Night Raw. Thoughts on the Shane McMahon spear?
It was a great spear. I mean, better than Roman. He even does the Roman roar. But as soon as his belly is somewhat exposed, he yanks it back down because nobody can see the best in the world's belly.
Yeah, you can't see the physique of the best in the world, Shane McMahon. You're just not allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Because if you stare at it for too long, you're going to get blinded. It's just like,
Yeah.
Medusa.
You thought... just Medusa? Are we talking like Alundra Blaze Medusa?
No, like the mythical Medusa.
Oh. You met Medusa. How was she? Was she nice?
She was very nice.
Cool beans. Shout out Medusa.
Shout out Medusa.
All right, and then Alexa Bliss becomes the #1 contender for the SmackDown Live Women's title for Stomping Ground. That's the event where we're going to stomp and march and stomp because it's Stomping Ground.
Maybe we get like not a drum line, but someone stomps the yard out there, and they they get whatever you call those things. Some like college stomping team.
We're talking about I think fraternities they stroll or stomp or whatever, so something like that. What if they just start stomping and then it turns into We Will Rock You? That'd be interesting.
And then the Freddie Mercury cosplayer from Double or Nothing comes out.
There you go. Thoughts on the match? Thoughts on Bliss becoming a #1 contender?
A Raw wrestler is now a #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship because the wild card rule.
Well, Dolph Ziggler is a Raw wrestler according to his lower third, and he is a contender for the WWE title, which is on SmackDown.
I don't know. Who knows what's going on with this? I mean, you have Liv Morgan, who hasn't been on TV at all. Mickey James, I didn't even realize is on SmackDown, but she's injured. You have all these women. Apparently, she got injured at the house show.
She has been posting very provocative things in her social media. Let me just say.
Well, I'm going to have to give her a follow now.
You don't follow Milfy James?
Whoa.
Dude, that's what she's calling herself, bro. That's what she's calling herself, bro. She posted a photo, or it was a boomerang video of her in lingerie with milk and cookies, and she was like, "Who wants milk and cookies?" This is all her, bro. It's very provocative.
I'm trying to. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
There we go. I found it. Now we're gonna go on her story. This must have been a little while ago, but
yeah.
I'll give her a follow. Why not?
Yeah, give her a follow. And then
940,000.
Where is Liv Morgan? SmackDown Liv. Bring back Liv. I want to see Liv. I live to see Liv. Jesus.
Well, she's backstage, she's always posting photos of her being there and just chilling.
It's a travesty, man. A talent like hers. I don't like it.
Where's the Riot Squad, anyways? Where's Ruby Riot? Where's Sarah Logan? Like, they're not even on Raw.
I'm going to Riot if I never see Ruby Riot again. All right? The hell's going on?
What is going on? You have the wild card rule, but yet you have a lot of people on the show that they're drafted to, and you're not even using them. I mean, Sanity is no more. Who exactly knows what's going on with WWE? You have like 1,000 people under contract, and yet you only use 10 of them.
Hey, guys, if you guys can hear me, there's a revolution going on. It's an elite revolution. Just when your contract expires, you go jump ship. That's all I'm saying.
But you got to play it cool, because you can't just no show and then they add time onto the end of your contract. You can't get hurt, because then that add time at the end of your contract, and then if you do something, then you don't get any royalties, and you got to do the Dean Ambrose route.
Yeah, just
got to be a good soldier.
Fulfill the contract. There will be no 90-day non-compete, and then you can just you can come jump ship. You can be all out in August. You know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. All right, so Lars Sullivan has an interview. Brandon, walk us through this one.
Well, he strolls out there with my girl Kayla Braxton conducting the interview, and they just kind of talk about stuff. And he, Lars Sullivan, who has had a checkered past, we'll say, about message boards and using insensitive words, talks about being maybe not offended, but being affected by being called a certain name, which
Racist?
I did find. No, freak was the word that he was talking about. And I did find that kind of rich, about them kind of talking about him being affected by a certain word. But I did think the way he carried himself, the promo, and his kind of sadistic nature was very well done. But I would have done without him talking about being offended by a word.
Yo, his voice does not match his body, man.
And he has a little bit of a lisp, and it's not like Mike Tyson, but it does. It's kind of there.
I told him I was gonna bite his ear off. Mike Tyson.
Shut up, Mike Tyson. He was at Double or Nothing.
Shut up, Mike. He wasn't Double or Nothing. He used to have a podcast. I don't know what happened to it.
Just like Ric Flair used to have a podcast.
Yeah, I know. Mike Tyson used to have one with Peter Rosenberg. Flair's I did listen to the Flair podcast. I listened to like 2 episodes, and then it was no more. It was cast into oblivion.
Shout out Ric Flair. Apparently he's going through some things. He's posted some very lengthy Instagram videos.
Yeah, Shout out Nate. Hope you're doing well. Style and profile. Hope to see you at StarCast 3, brother. Yeah, so this is all setting up Lars Sullivan going up against Lucha House Party. Yeah.
Lars is going to beat up those 3 Mexicans.
Oh my God. Oh, don't say it like that, man.
That's what's going to happen.
It's very true. All right, so Andrade Cien Almas versus Apollo Crews ends in a no contest because Almas strikes first. Yeah.
Yeah, and Finn Balor comes out. Nice to see Finn, because we haven't seen him on SmackDown in God knows how long.
Yeah, shout out Finn.
Simple, straightforward stuff. I do think they're not promoting the Demon enough. I think they barely even say that the Demon's going to be at Super Showdown, and I know it's it's not a big match. They're trying to maybe just isolate this and just kind of put it on its island unto himself, so no one really remembers it couple weeks from now. But I do think maybe outside of the Legends, the Demon being there could be a very attractive thing for people to come and see.
I mean, they show the graphic. They're going to show this graphic all the time, that it's just going to be regular Finn Balor, and that's going to be funny. Because that's just what WWE does now. They promise things and then they don't deliver.
On paper, this should be a really good match, but
yeah.
it's a house show, so they're probably going to kind of go through the motions and not do a whole lot. So
Dude,
I'm not expecting too much for
this.
This
is the most expensive house show WWE puts on. I mean, come on, man.
Make that money. I'd be against it, but it is what it is at this point.
Like Jeff Cobb said in the interview I did with him, make your money, boo boo. So yeah. All right, last up, Bill Goldberg. Goldberg shows up. Did he have pyro? Can't remember.
No pyro. They cannot afford. Apparently, the Saudis cannot afford sparklers outside of Saudi Arabia.
Jesus, man. Anyway, so he didn't have pyro. He comes out there saying he's been waiting 20 years for this. Undertaker's, the lights go out. The gong hits. He's behind him. Lights go out. He's gone. Goldberg says something. SmackDown goes off. Bill Goldberg on the SmackDown for the first time ever. Thoughts?
I actually enjoyed this promo quite a bit. I had kind of low expectations. It's a Goldberg promo, but I thought he delivered. I thought it was actually a lot better than the Undertaker promo, and it was kind of a nice surprise to see them go face to face. Maybe I would have had Goldberg sell a little bit of him being spooked by Undertaker, but it's Goldberg. He's he can't be intimidated by anything. But promo itself, I thought it was very well done.
How bad do you think? I mean, I guess we can just jump into Super Showdown, Blood Money in the Sand 3. Let's talk about it. So first up, Lars Sullivan's gonna beat up some Mexicans. We're not doing predictions for a championship. We're just kind of talking about it. Lars wins, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I assume he's going to win. I don't know what the exact rules are. Is it Texas Tornado style? Is it tagging in and out? But I assume Lars is going to win, and that's just not going to look very good for the Lucha House Party, but whatever.
Especially in Saudi Arabia. All right, we have a 50-man battle royal. I don't even know. I really don't. Who's in this thing?
I mean, it's a 50-man battle royal. They, at least for the Greatest Royal Rumble, they at least kind of hyped it. Braun Strowman. I mean, are people going to be pulling double duty? I don't exactly know. If you're going to maybe pull someone out, I don't know. Maybe Braun Strowman or maybe Baron Corbin wins, or some Drew McIntyre, one of the top heels, just to put them over strong and maybe build to a title match to Seth or Kofi. I don't know.
Who knows? If Jeff Jarrett shows up with a guitar, I might pop for it. If he shows up singing With My Baby Tonight, I will pop even harder for it.
Maybe we got like the imposter Yokozuna last time. Maybe we'll get like an imposter Ultimate Warrior.
Did you read that story about the... Oh my god, I think that was like the first... was Blood Money in the Sand 1. The Prince of Saudi Arabia won a Yokozuna and he didn't realize he's been dead for like 18 years.
Yes, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, that was that. I think we covered that when it first happened, but yeah, that was something. That was all great. You know, maybe he'll mistake Dolph Ziggler for Mr. Perfect. We don't know.
Possibly.
All
Maybe
right.
Hulk Hogan will make a surprise run and he'll just win everything, because it's almost like Iron Sheik at the gimmick battle royal. He wins just because he can't take a bump.
That's so true. That's so very true. All right. LeBron Strowman versus Lashley.
I'm going to go with Strowman. I don't exactly know. I wouldn't be shocked if it just ends in a no contest, double count out to disqualification or something like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, he's gonna hold up that green belt again. Yeah. All right, the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. The Demon Finn Balor goes up against Andrade Cien Almas. I got Balor.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Demon. If it was a Demon, if it wasn't the Demon, I think Finn's going to win the all the way. As I said, could be a really, really good match. I don't expect it to be, because I just think, they're going to be jet lagged. They're not going to want to do all that much because it's, they're getting their paycheck, but they're not there to steal the show by any means.
They are not there to steal the show by any means. But I think
and
it
the
could
Demon
be a show
should not lose on the show. The Demon, if you're going to have the Demon lose, yes, I know he lost against Samoa Joe in NXT, but it needs to be a big deal when the Demon loses for the first time.
It does need to be a big deal when the Demon loses for the first time. But what I'm saying, what if he doesn't show up as Demon? Then what happens?
Then he wins anyways, because he's Finn.
Okay, I get you.
I don't know what to say.
I got you. All right, Randy Orton versus Triple H. It's most likely the last time ever that the Game and the Viper clash. Like I said, the 18th match in this installment of their great rivalry. Who do you got, man?
I don't really care about I don't really care about the show, but this match itself, we've seen it multiple times in many different incarnations throughout these guys' careers. I'm going to be a skeptic here, and I'm just going to say Triple H wins, because Triple H cares more about this stuff than Randy Orton does, and as long as the check clears, Randy will go out there, hit an RKO, and do the job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, the best in the world, Shane McMahon. Here comes the money. He's going up against the big dog, Roman Reigns.
Shane's been getting the upper hand on Roman the last couple weeks, so I assume the big dog's going to go, even though it is in the best in the world's home area, this is where he does his best work. But I think Roman's going to pull it out.
Dude, what if Shane just goes on a winning streak for 2019, bro?
Him versus Goldberg at WrestleMania next year? Streak versus streak?
No.
No?
I'm just saying, like, he gets his just due at, like, SummerSlam or something. Just goes on a little streak.
I think Roman Reigns is a little bit above the Miz in the pecking order, so I think Roman Reigns is going to get the win over Shane McMahon.
Dude, look, if Vince McMahon can win the 99 Royal Rumble and become champion, then Shane McMahon can beat Roman Reigns.
I mean, I think Vince McMahon loves Roman Reigns more than he loves Shane McMahon, I'll say it.
Oh, whoa. That's you're spewing some stuff, man.
That's a heavy statement, but I'll go with it.
All right, next up, the WWE Championship, Kofi Kingston goes up against Dolph Ziggler. Look, I've said this for so many times on this podcast. I've been saying this for years, man. Dolph Ziggler deserves another shot with the heavyweight title. Like, he needs to be the champ. He needs to be the guy. I love Kofi. The moment was great. I shed some tears. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be a man about it. But I think Dolph Ziggler needs the WWE Championship. Because what happens? He loses, then he just goes and does comedy again? No, that's what we've seen. I feel like it's different this time. He's more sadistic with it. It should have been him, which it should have been. Kofi thinks, if it should have been you, then it would have been. But I got Dolph, man.
Well, I'll take Kofi Kingston. It's a house show. I don't think we're going to see a title change here. If we are going to see a title change, it's going to be on the other Universal title match. Because it's not a world title match. It's bigger than the world. It's the universe.
Oh, yes.
But, I mean, I said it would make more sense, it'd be more logical if Brock were to cash in on Kofi, because why would he travel halfway across the world just to cash in on someone when he could have just cashed in last week or, a couple days ago. But I'm just going to go with Kofi. I think you're going to have a placeholder here, and maybe you do another match at Stomping Grounds, and we can get onto the proper build to SummerSlam.
Yeah, man, you got to stop calling this a house show. This is like an all-star game, man. That's exactly what this is. What's going on with the NBA Finals, man? But the Warriors won last night, right? Yeah.
Last night.
Or when did the Warriors win?
The Warriors won on Sunday. They have a game 3 today in Oakland at 6:00.
Okay.
Stick to wrestling, buddy.
Look, man. Hey, man. Look, my boy Drake. He's a little upset with the losses that the Raptors are getting. It's okay. I did see a photo of Bret Hart in an OVO shirt, and I popped for that. I was like, Bret's hip. He's cultured. I dig it.
I have embargoed Drake's music for the foreseeable future until the finals are over.
Wow, dude. What's wrong with my boy Aubrey?
He's the enemy right now.
Hey, look, man. Because he's Canadian. Because he's Because he's Canadian.
And that also helps a little
Look,
bit.
I've been a fan.
The Warriors cannot lose to a Canadian team. Yes, I know basketball
God
in Canada, but it was perfected in God's greatest country, America.
What are you? Oh my goodness, these are just takes right now, man. Look, you can't be hating on my boy Drake. I'm a real Drake fan. I was a fan of the Degrassi days. All right.
It's been a while since I buried Canada, so I might as well shovel some more dirt on him.
Keep that Canadian Destroyer moniker going. Yeah. Shout out Aubrey. Great work on the tracks as usual. All right, we're going into Goldberg versus The Undertaker. First time ever. 20 years too late. The once unstoppable force meeting the current still dead man. Who do you got?
Cynical was the word I was looking for when I was talking about the Triple H and Randy Orton match. And if I'm being cynical here, we get another WCW versus WWE matchup here. And Vince is always wanting to put his boys on top. I think he'll go with Undertaker to beat the unstoppable Goldberg because WWE is better than WCW.
That's true, Vince won the war.
And he's got to tell us even 20 years later that WWE is better than WCW.
I won the war. That's what he shouts. All right, the Universal Championship. Seth freaking Rollins goes up against the man who retired Kurt Angle. When he wrestles on Friday, he will be Saudi Arabia's favorite son, Baron Corbin.
I don't think touting that you're Saudi Arabia's favorite son is something to tout about, but
Tout? I remember when they used to do tout. Did you watch those touts?
Dana Bryan's still not tout.
Is he really?
Yeah, he loves tout.
Oh, man, shout out. Tout used to be a great thing, man,
Anywho, I think he's going to go over. I think Seth is going to go over Baron Corbin. I think we're going to get a cash in, but I think Seth is going to end up winning in the end because as much as I'm kind of a proponent of Brock Lesnar, everything that's been coming out recently and just what he's been doing, yes, he seems he's having a little bit more fun with the whole, boombox thing, but just have Brock Lesnar be that special attraction. Just have him come, three times a year and have him wrestle a big match. And I don't need him to hold up the Universal Championship hostage.
No. He needs to hold that 24/7 title hostage. There you go. That's where the real money is.
That's how he cashes in his Money in the Bank. He cashes in on R-Truth.
I mean, the briefcase is green, the title's green. It's camouflage, really.
And the green championship from the Greatest Royal Rumble happened in Saudi Arabia, so
Oh yeah.
the same stadium, so it just has to happen.
Yes. All right, Superstar Spotlight, Jon Moxley. He won the U.S. title in Japan. The only man to hold the WWE and IWGP U.S. titles. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations to him, but I will not go with the Jon Moxley. I will go with someone else, and I will go with the Best of the Super Juniors winner, Will Ospreay.
Wow, let's just go to the match pick of the week then, man.
And my match pick of the week is that Best of the Super Juniors 26 finals between Will Ospreay and Shingo Takagi. Bukaki? What's his name?
Whoa.
What?
What did
Shingo Takagi.
No,
Takagi.
no. You can't be saying stuff like that here, man.
I mean, it wasn't on the list of banned words, right? I can say that.
Oh, yeah, you can. Bukaki all day.
Whoa, okay.
Back
okay, it was okay when I said it once, but now you're just going, you can't do it multiple times.
Oh,
you just gotta say it once and let it go. Hit and run.
Yeah, there we go. Keep going.
Anyways, a fantastic match. Everyone obviously is going to talk about the match between Juice Robinson and Jon Moxley because, let's be honest, Jon Moxley is kind of the hottest thing going in wrestling right now. But Will Ospreay possibly could be the best professional wrestler in the world right now. He had an absolutely fantastic Best of Super Juniors tournament. He wins, beats the undefeated Takagi. It's Takagi.
It's what?
Takagi.
Okay.
Shingo. I'll just say Shingo. It's a lot easier to say. He beats Shingo in a fantastic 30-plus minute match, and then after the fact, he announces that he is going to be moving to Japan, and he's going to be more of a full-time wrestler for New Japan. He will be going to face Dragon Lee for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on Sunday at Dominion, which is also the same place where Jericho faces Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Oh yeah, should we do a Dominion recap? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, we shall see. Yeah. Shout out Dragon Lee. He will be in the King of the Indies tournament again this year.
I saw that, as well as the really big fat guy from the Double or Nothing pre-show Battle Royal.
Dude, come on. That's AC, baby. That's Ace Romero. I got to talk to Ace Romero at StarCast. Really nice guy.
I wouldn't doubt it. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. All right, promo pick of the week, Mick Foley, April 5th, 2004. Foley was tapping into Mankind territory with the promo, man. What'd you think?
Very good promo for Mick Foley. I mean, Mick Foley, maybe I think he, as well as like Jerry Lawler, maybe one of the most underrated talkers of all time. I mean, they are in high regards, but I think them two are like in the very top tier that maybe a lot of people don't really give enough credit to.
Oh, dude, Jerry Lawler, puppies! Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's not the Jerry Lawler I'm talking about.
Shout out Jerry Lawler. Shout out Jerry Lawler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter at BulletCast, Instagram The BulletCast, YouTube channel The BulletCast, email us BulletCast2 is in the number 2, sweet SWEET@gmail.com. Every Friday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. we're on 99.9 FM KW in Watsonville, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. All right, if you are going to watch Blood Money in the Sand 3, have fun, I guess, Just kind of have it on as background noise or whatever. Enjoy Dominion. My boy Chris Jericho taking home the IWGP Heavyweight title from that hack Kaz Okada. Jericho bringing real prestige back to the IWGP Heavyweight title. Yeah?
I'm going to go with Okada getting the victory here. I think he continues on. I don't think Jericho's going to win. Should be a good match. I don't know what kind of match it's going to be. Is it going to be... I think it's going to kind of be very similar to the Jericho-Kenny match that they had at Double or Nothing. It's going to be brawling, some technical stuff. Maybe he pulls out the Judas effect and he wins? I don't think so. I think we can see like a nice little Judas effect into a Rainmaker sequence for the finish.
We're going back to that undisputed Chris Jericho, wins the IWGP title, then he goes to All Out, wins the AEW title. We're channeling it back, man. That's what we're doing.
Possibly Painmaker versus Rainmaker.
It shall be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Dominion, enjoy all that. This has been the BC. Goodbye and good night. Bang!
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.